So, whispers and growls. You can whisper with me on the whispers,
Okay.
or you can growl with me on the growl. You
I
can
think I'll
both
do
of them.
whispers. Whispers comes more naturally. So what exactly is the intro? So I know when to come in and do.
Welcome to another episode of Whispers and
Okay.
Growls.
Okay.
You have to try and growl with me. Come on.
I'm going to laugh. That's the problem.
That's completely fine.
Okay, cool.
Don't worry about it. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Whispers and Growls. Thank you. Brilliant. This is going to be a brilliant tradition for the show. Right. Today, I have with me a special guest, another special guest. I've been treating you guys lately. This is Deji Osikoya. Am I saying it right?
I mean, you were close. It's Deji Osikoya. So
Deji Osikoya.
say it like there's an S and an H.
Gotcha. Deji Osikoya.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Perfect.
He was also part of the show on Serenade. This is another performer that I came to Nigeria. I was like, I want to meet people. I want to work with people. And in the comment section of one of the videos I said when I was coming to Nigeria, he was tagged like, work with him.
Really?
And so, yeah. That's how I found you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought it was Tony who did that.
I didn't know Tony at this point.
You're kidding.
Yeah, I didn't know Tony at this
That's
point.
insane.
Tony is my manager at this point in time. Yeah.
Fairs.
Yeah, so I found you and
Okay.
Hafi and Ella Forte in the comment section. People were like, these are people you should hit up.
That is awesome.
Yeah. And so he was on the show and there was some stuff. I mean, I kind of wanted to work with him when I was coming here. So now we sat here. We're going to read some stuff. We're going to talk about some stuff, some voice acting, some spoken word poetry stuff. Let me get him to introduce himself first.
Sure.
Because he's got an extensive list. What is it that you do?
Bro, I'm an actor. I'm a voice actor. I'm a comedian.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a writer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a podcaster. I'm an event host, MC, compare, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm also a marketing and comms professional. So I still kind of do that. Not still kind of, I still do that on the side.
Mm-hmm.
And other stuff, man. But I think that's like the main gist of it.
Sweet.
At least those are the verticals that I like to refer to the most.
Yeah, he does a lot.
Bro.
And what I am especially excited about is the voice acting aspect, because you guys know this is a vocal voice acting, poetry, word stuff now. And so the more enjoyable I can make this audio experience to you guys, the happier I am. So one thing that I want to start off doing is I asked Eddie to bring some song lyrics or poetry that he would like to go through to read, and we're going to break it down. And what do you have for me?
So the song that I have is a song called Baby Blue by King Krule.
King Krule.
You know, when you asked me, I actually had another song that I feel like I want to shout that song out just because the songwriting is just so up there that I feel like I would love for people to check it out. It's a bit morbid though, so brace yourselves. It's called Cementality.
Sin mentality.
Yeah, CEM, like cement.
Okay.
Yeah, like the art of
Oh.
being cement, like the cementality.
Mm-hmm.
But the one that I'm actually going to be reading today is called Baby Blue, and it's also by King Krule.
Oh, Cementality by King Krule. King Krule. The funny thing is, I was saying this to him before, a friend of mine sent me a song by King Krule like maybe 10 years ago.
Huh.
And it was Easy. And for no reason, I started thinking about King Krule this afternoon or this morning. I was like,
Yeah, you did.
just a random, I was like, yeah, I haven't heard that guy's music in ages. I should listen to it sometime soon.
You should. This song in particular, I think you should check out. You would love it.
And that's a weird coincidence that he's come on the show to talk about King Krule.
Bro.
I mean, I know this when these crazy coincidences happen, I know I'm living God's plan.
Yeah.
I say it. It's like, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, and just like this weird random confirmation, this is crazy. So, Baby Blue by King Krule. Can you read it for us, please?
Sure. So I'll start with the first verse. My sandpaper sigh engraves a line into the rust of your tongue. Girl, I could have been someone to you. Would have painted the skies blue. Baby blue, if you knew. Baby blue, baby blue, baby blue. Then verse 2, he says, edging closer, you swing my way. Girl, I've got no chance and nothing to say. Girl, but stay here for a little while. Now, the thing about that second verse in particular as well, I think I just really like those like helpless lovers.
Okay.
Like I really like when people express love in a way where it's like I try to have defenses or walls put up
Yeah.
and it just didn't work. As a side note to that, there's this song. It's actually a Ghanaian artist that sang it as well. So
Yo,
leaning into
Krule.
your heritage. It's I want to try and remember the names of my hairdo. I know Fiti forgets. It's a guy called Kelvin Boy, and it's called Down Flat.
Okay.
And the reason I love that song is because he goes, I won't compose myself, I can't. I fall for you down flat. So it's like I'm trying to have like composure, but I can't. Like you're so mesmerizing, you know. So that's part of the reason I like this one as well. Like I like it when people just admit how smitten they are by someone.
Yeah. I've been there. Sorry, I didn't say that out loud. I'm sorry. Let's move on. You don't want to hear about that.
Hey man, there's nothing wrong with being there. Love is amazing. And then verse 3 says, but if only you could see my shadow crossing your path, it won't be the last, baby blue. And then he goes, and chorus to end it all. You are my baby. You are my baby. I was your slave, can't you see? I was your slave, can't you see? Bobbing on the problem, on the problem, on the throbbing. She was falling. I was bawling. My heart was stopping. She was throbbing. And it's very
Throbbing.
Like his heart.
Oh, okay.
We had to have one of those today. Your true colors have come out.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I think it also captures a lot better with the music because he's a very emotive singer. Like his voice carries a lot of pain in it. But yeah, it's one of those really sentimental songs for me. Actually, one of my favorite songs of all time.
Let's start from the top. My sandpaper sigh engraves a line. That line, I don't know what it means. I don't
either.
But it sounds so beautiful. My sandpaper sigh engraves a line. Into the rust of your tongue.
Bro.
What?
Bro. It just, I could, what is a rough sigh and how does it engrave a line into the rust of someone's tongue?
Okay, what's Genius saying? Genius saying, go on.
Yeah, I'm going to read Genius, but I feel like Genius never actually gets things like this correct because it's an unreviewed annotation, but let's try. It says, the narrator is evidently fed up with the relationship he shares with this baby blue character. Sandpaper is a piece of paper with an abrasive glue to it. Sandpapers come in various types. Some are very rough, while others are very smooth. Archie, who is King Krule, uses the metaphor of sandpaper to summarize his gruff Cockney accents that he bears. And it says, his side disturbs Blue as they find it rude. We can observe this with the line that is engraved as a result of the disrespectful gesture. But the tongue of Blue is already rusted, indicating that they perhaps bear unfortunate and unsanitary news for Marshall. And Marshall, once again, is King Krule's Archie Marshall.
Damn, they got that. They got that from that. My sandpaper sigh engraved.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Okay, they done our job for us. Look, that is beautiful. That if this is true.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not though. They always miss stuff, and artists always complain that like, no, you guys are reaching with that. But
damn, my sandpaper sigh engraves the line into the rust of your tongue. It sounds poetic, but I don't know what it means.
And I'll be honest with you, I really like that kind of writing that's abstract in that sense. I think another person who does it is Frank Ocean.
Yeah.
Where it's like he almost leaves it up to you to interpret. And I actually like art in that sense as well. Like I don't like when things are too on the nose.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, oh my God, there was this quote that I came across. While you can speak in while I find it because I really want to read it.
I do want to once Frank Ocean is maybe top 3 artists for me of all time. So now that you brought him up, I'm like, let's go find some of his stuff. Damn, I love Frank Ocean so much.
I do too. That's a special human being. Like one of my favorite Frank Ocean memories, I was cleaning my room just randomly, and I think I'd listened to Blonde a bunch, but there was something about this day that just made it resonate extra. So I was playing it cover to cover. Yeah. And then I got to Siegfried and I was listening to that record, and bro, I just burst into tears because I'm like, what the hell? Like, what's he dealing with? Like, these are some heavy emotions, you know. The quote that I was gonna read, I can't remember who it was.
We have to go back to Frank Ocean, by the way, but carry on.
Yeah. So the quote that I wanted to read was someone says, a boring song does exactly what you expect it to do and gets dull very quickly. And an unlistenable song is so random that you can't follow it. So what you want is predictability with a leaven of unpredictability that puts you right on the edge. And that's how I think I view art and life just generally. Like I like art that keeps me on the edge, where it's like I can't necessarily predict where it's going next. It's the same way, like even with visual mediums, I don't really gravitate towards like hyper realism in the way that other people might. It's not because I don't think it's incredible. It's just you've done a good job of presenting what exists. Whereas like a person who's like using a cubism, for example, presents like really weird shapes and like interprets the art differently. So I see music the same way and writing the same way, where it's like, where are you gonna go with this? You know?
Damn.
Yeah.
You write some of your own stuff as well?
I do. I do.
We might have to get onto that. I am so thrilled. I think so. In the past few days, I've had Yusuf, who's a Yoruba, exclusive Yoruba poet.
Yes, he was at Serenade as well.
And his poetry, the depths in which he brings, this is okay. Because there are people who write poetry, there are people who write spoken word, and the words aren't so terribly abstract.
Yeah.
Right, it's like, okay, you're talking about love and how it makes you feel and how you miss a person. Fair, I understand what you're saying. I'm coming back. This is not a massive tangent, right?
Sure.
And with him, when he broke down his poetry, there was this massive abstract metaphorical nature to it that I was like, yo, this is amazing. Some of the metaphors he was using was both like cosmic, was like local animals. It was beautiful. Listen to him read. Yeah. And then Hafi also came on, and I think she came from her experience with the way that she communicates poetry is like more auditory. Spoken word is like very strong. Yeah. But for the episode that she was on, she read her poetry in a different way where it was softer. Okay. And so when she said like to her village people, she read that poem of him, and it felt different coming in a more soft way. Her voice is pleasant, by the way. Her soft voice is so pleasant. And so what I'm coming to is like, me having you here, there's another aspect of this entire art form that I am uncovering. You're attacking this in more like a writer aspect, and the way like the lyrics and the abstract nature of the lyrics and the words that we're analyzing. You're really delving deep, and I'm just enjoying myself right now.
Fair.
I just want to say that. Yeah.
No, I love it. Like art's just, there's so many different ways that it can unwind, and it's to be an artist, to be a person who creates is such a privilege. It is such a privilege. It's not one that I ever take lightly, because I mean, to even partake in creation in the first place, in that like where, I mean, I'm religious, so I'm Christian, so like it feels like partaking in God's work. I really hold it with that level of reverence and respect, because man, like even just words, like when I think about how people are charged up to go to war after a speech, you know, or a person listens to a person give a motivational speech and goes home and is ready to change their lives, or a person hears someone say something and it breaks their self-esteem. Like it's insane. Like, what do you mean that like a combination of sound waves hitting your ears has the ability to have profound?
Yo, when you put it like that,
it's ridiculous. Even music, like all these things, just like what do you mean music brought you to tears? Like, what are you talking? And it doesn't even have to be words attached. It could be how a violin, you know, gets strong, or like a guitar is strummed. You get it's just so magical, man. It's so magical.
Man. Back to Frank Ocean.
Yeah, sure.
Do you have any lyrics of his that immediately jump out? For me, the thing is like the noise that the sounds make, that words make, hit me a lot more than, let's say, the meaning behind the words. So sometimes I listen to a song for like many years, and when I will not really understand what it's saying, but the way that the sounds and the everything feels, that's what gets me. So as soon as you start playing Ivy, I'm lost. As soon as you start playing White Ferrari, I'm lost. Godspeed, I Will Always Love You, that line hits me, I'm gone.
That one hurts me too, man. Like, it's just, he's so mean, man. Because he does that and then disappears. Like, what was wrong with you? Like, how am I supposed to survive?
And the thing is, like, the more I get to know him, and I don't want to know him, as in, I want to separate the art from the artist and fully just accept the art. The more I'm kind of like surprised by his nature and his character and who he is as a person. There's someone who beat up I mean, I'm not gonna say that line before I get in trouble. There's someone who like got into a fight with another person, and apparently like he's on smoke. So I'm like, wait, you're making this music that's bringing people to tears.
Yeah.
But then you're also on smoke. And he's not like some kind of small, vulnerable guy now. He's like a 6 foot
Oh yeah.
tall guy who's gonna. So it's so contrasting. Like,
He's such an interesting character, and it's funny that you bring that up because that specific incident that you're referencing, he has a verse where he addresses it, and that verse is so hard. He's like, he could have been a gangster rapper,
yeah,
Frank Ocean, because, and that's the thing I think about with writing as well. I think when you have a decent enough grasp of writing, it can translate a million ways, whether it's screenwriting or raps or poetry. All you need to do is just really sit and absorb the art form, embrace its context, and I think you can absolutely write to the, no, maybe not to the level of maybe people who've been doing it forever, but
Yeah.
like you can have a decent enough approximation of what it looks like. And with Frank, it's like, man, on the record that I'm talking about, it's a record called Sunday. He's rapping, right? And he's actually narrating, I guess the what's the word? The tension or the fight that he had with this other artist. And man, like, cause I'm a fan of hip hop as well. Like, bro, the way he's laying down these bars, like he's a marvel of a human being. I think everything that I'm going to keep saying is just going to keep coming back to that, by just how impressed I am by his ability to put words to paper, you know. But speaking of you talking about
favorite
lyrics, yeah, I think a song that I always come back to, even though I don't know necessarily that's for the writing, Siegfried would probably be like my up there one for writing. But I think about Nights, the song Nights, that has this really awesome transition on on Blonde, and it's just it goes back to what I was saying earlier about like his writing being like non-sequential a lot of the time. So it's like you have a lot of abstract lines which line by line might not make the most sense immediately, but when you zoom out and look at everything, you know, in context, or not in context, when you zoom out and look at everything as a collective, then it starts to have more of an appreciation. I think Nights has elements like that as well. Let me see what line from this.
Yeah, I don't think I've broken down the. It's one of the songs that I'd love to listen to it, but I don't know what he's saying.
Yeah, exactly. Like he's random. He's random. Maybe not Nights. Maybe not Nights. I'm gonna have to look further. But you said Ivy, so maybe we should look at Ivy and then I'll figure out what mine is.
It's just that opening line, I think.
I'm about to open it because it doesn't come to me immediately.
I thought I was dreaming when you said you loved me.
Yeah.
I thought that I was dreaming when you said you loved me. I thought that I was dreaming when you said you loved me.
Yeah. That's a lot.
Yeah. So I'm now just saying lyrics off the top of my head that I really like by him. This is Close to You. I'll be honest, I wasn't devastated. But you could have held my hand through this, baby. Let my mind run underneath warm jets. Is he getting his heart broken and he's like, yo, hold my hand, please? I think that's what it's saying. I don't know what it's saying. I run my hands through what's left, but we're getting older, baby. Don't have much longer, baby. Why am I preaching to this choir, to this atheist? No, definitely this person broke his heart. I was like, yo, you broke up with me. Just hold my hand still.
Bro.
I think that could be an interpretation.
Hey, I could see that. I could see that. This is random, complete diversion, but I hate that tension or beef has to follow separation. I wish human beings were more evolved in a way. No, I swear, like I wish we were more evolved in a way where it's like, because you genuinely had love for this person, right? Like, why does your heart immediately just replace that with just anger and pain and bitterness? Like, I don't know. It frustrates me. That was an aside from it because of what you brought up.
But it is painful.
Yeah, it is painful.
It feels like you've been betrayed. What am I saying? Not that I'm speaking from experience.
Sure.
I'm speaking from experience.
Sure.
Sorry. Siegfried, please.
Before you start crying. Yeah, so Siegfried, and I remember, yeah, definitely. This is one of those ones.
Yeah.
So he goes, the markings on your surface, your speckled face, flawed crystals hang from your ears. I couldn't gauge your fears. I can't relate to my peers. I'd rather live outside. I'd rather chip my pride than lose my mind out here. Maybe I'm a fool. Maybe I should move and settle. 2 kids in a swimming pool. I'm not brave. I'm not brave.
Oh,
Dude.
wait. Let's go back. So if I was to like take that and see if I can interpret that, Mark is on your surface. So talking about how pretty it. Well, this is a person he loves, and I guess they can't be together or something.
Yes.
And it's like, okay, um, I'm getting the vibe like, okay, I might not be able to have her, so maybe I should just settle down and get like a regular wife, kids, swimming pool, and just like, yeah, just this is the quiet resignation.
Yup.
The markings on your surface, your speckled face, flawed crystals hang from your ears. I like that line. Flawed crystals hang from your ears.
Could be anything from earrings to God knows what.
Yeah. I can't relate to my peers. I'd rather live outside. I'd rather chip my pride and lose my mind out here. Maybe I'm a fool. I've been there. not even in the context of love,
Yeah.
but in the context of, I think this kind of comes back to the creative journey,
Mm.
right? And I think maybe anyone who's listening to this can understand there is an aspect of taking a risk with your own life when you decide to embark on a creative journey.
Definitely.
You don't know what it's going to look like. I did not expect that I would be in Lagos when I was like 20 something years old. Talking with different artists, poets, talking about poetry. I could not expect this, but I feel like I'm also wagering with something I'm wagering with my life and see where it can go. And sometimes I wonder, like, you know what? Maybe I'm trying to do too much. I'm working too hard at this creative thing.
Yeah.
Maybe it might be just easy if I just, just relax, just stick to my job, come home and rest,
I think
Yeah.
every creative that tries to have that conversation with themselves knows they're lying. There's a bug that bites you and you have it forever. And even if you try and quell it, it's with misery, because every
Yeah.
single time you see someone accomplishing or doing something that you could visualize yourself doing,
Yeah.
you're not entirely happy for them.
It should have been me.
You just can't be. It's like, oh man, like
I hear that.
they remind you of your failures, which is why, like, I think it's also so evident how
Yeah.
it's so evident in how people go from really rooting for you to turning against you, because on the way up, it's like, okay, there's a level playing field kind of thing. They're looking at you.
Yeah.
And then when you go up, it's like they're looking up at you, and it reminds them of where they are in the space of things. And that's not a nice feeling to have if you actually had those, like if you wanted to ascend on that same path as well, But yeah, once you have that creative bug bite you, man, like I don't know that there's ever a way that you let it go. I personally, like, the reason I started my journey, actually, because people would always say, like, oh, this is such a brave step that you're taking, but it was genuinely because of fear. I started the journey because of fear, because I was afraid. I was plotting the graph of my life in my mind in, like, let's say 40, 50 years time.
Yeah.
And looking at how I would feel if I never actually went for these things that I wanted to accomplish. And that person was miserable, man. I visualized somebody who was deathly miserable, and I think it's also just actually seeing people make incredible things out of their lives with so much less than what I have. I mean, the pandemic was extremely instructive for me in that seeing people in the midst of chaos and fear and distress go on and make more money and ascend in ways that they never had before was like, because that was as uncertain a time as I could imagine ever happened. But I saw people's lives go from 0 to 100 in a way that I could have never imagined, especially creative people. Like, I think about, like, even like the Elsa Majimbos of the world, like, in the midst of, like, all that confusion, she started to accumulate wealth, by virtue of just being silly and talking into a camera. Like, what? Like, we live in a world where a person can say they're a content creator for a living. It's ridiculous, So for me, it was just, there has to be something for me, and that's fair. There has to be something. And I think it was also religiously guided. I'm spiritually guided, which is actually going to lead me to another thing. We have so many diversions. But I have this experience where growing up, I would always hear about you speak well, da 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 da. And it got frustrating after a while, because it's like, I don't want to keep hearing this compliments if it has no real value for me outside of people just thinking I speak well, right?
Yeah.
So I remember going to God, and I think this is something that anybody who's in voice related stuff should hold to heart. I remember going to God and being like, man, God, they've been telling me that I speak well for years. What should I do with this? And I ended the prayer, opened my Bible up to 1 Peter 4:11, just randomly. And 1 Peter 4:11 says, do you have the gift of speaking? Then speak as though God were speaking through you. You know, so that was very instructive for me, where it's like, okay, outside of the fact that it just kind of helps me situate this gift in a certain way.
Yeah.
It also lets me know that this gift is spiritually backed. So I don't walk into instances feeling like I walk into situations feeling like I have like this weapon, this thing that can do things for me.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm curious that all that was lead up. I'm outside of encouraging people and like making them like see the power of their voice or whatever. What was your experience with discovering your voice, I would say, and also just being confident in it?
Mine is probably a little bit boring.
No, it's okay.
This is like my entire creative journey on the internet. I've been an artist. I like drawing stuff. I just like drawing stuff. I see an image in my head. I think in images now. I think more in concepts. Let's say I'll explain that another day.
Okay.
But I have an image in my head, and I can't get rid of that image until I draw it. And so I started creating art. And I started posting my art on the internet. And at some point in time, I was drawing things from photography, from photographs I've seen on the internet. And because I'm a goody two shoes and I don't want any kind of copyright infringement, I used to ask for photographers' permission. Can I use your picture? And I was like, yo, it's getting too long. Some of these photographers I cannot find, and I don't want any kind of trouble.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get a camera. I'm going to buy a camera on a whim, and then I'll take the pictures that I want to draw.
Camera?
No,
the same one. Okay.
It's the camera I give to Noma actually.
Oh, okay.
Noma actually has the camera I used, my first camera. So I'm going to take pictures myself, and then I won't have to worry about looking for references. I just take what I need and I'll use that to draw. The camera I had could also record videos. So I started recording those videos. Videos that I just thought things looked pretty, and I started to really enjoy videography.
Yeah.
Now I'm doing art, I'm doing photography, I'm doing videography. There's an entire creative process that comes with everything, and I start documenting some things that are part of my creative journey. And so people started saying, like, oh, you've got a nice voice, you've got a soothing voice, calm voice. And all my life, I don't speak loud. This entire thing, I'm going to have to balance it out. You've got a very powerful voice.
That always happens on my podcast as well.
I've got a calm, chill, quiet voice. And it's been the tone has changed quite a bit, but I've always had a quiet voice, a more calm voice. Yeah. And so people liked it. And I was like, okay, well, people like my voice. Let me try and just develop it and just get better at using my voice. And started an Instagram page, changed my TikTok so focus a lot more on the vocal aspect of things, and started asking people, yo, guys, send me emails, send me comments, send me things that you want me to say, read, that I'll do it all. I just wanted to improve my voice. Yeah. It was never, I'm going to try and become a voice actor. I'm going to try and do anything big with my voice. I just wanted to get better at it. Yeah. And several viral things after that, I think I've been led down this path that clearly, like I said, different coincidences keep happening, that it almost feels as though I was supposed to be doing this. And we'll see how it goes, or if there's another creative outlet after all of this, and maybe the voice thing isn't all I'm supposed to be doing.
Definitely isn't. Yeah. There's no way it is. Like, that's it. Like, I feel like creation begets creation almost always. Yeah. You know, and why would you limit yourself? You know, like, there's just so much opportunity to do stuff. It's 2025. Like, I have to remind myself sometimes, man, the world is so wide open. I think even just back to the pandemic, the interconnectedness of everything really hit home to me during that period, where it's like somebody's activity in Wuhan can shut down my activity in Lagos. Like that really, like, you know how we tend to think of like the world in just our little enclaves. Yeah. You know, but man, like what you're doing here can affect somebody on the complete other side of the world. You know, and it's not a consciousness that I think you should directly have in the center of your mind every day, but I think it's something kind of like how they say memento mori. Like, it's you should be conscious of the fact that like your little effort in your life can affect, you know, somebody somewhere else across the world. Yeah.
I feel encouraged. I keep doing what I do.
We're still on Frag though. Did you get through? I don't know what was it, Siegfried or
Siegfried.
Ivy? I don't even remember. We're bouncing all over the place.
It's just like the lines just fit and hit. So, okay. Markings on your speckled face. So did you? Is this the part of Siegfried that like hits you?
Yeah, no, I think when he got to when I was cleaning my room and I burst into tears. It was the part where he goes, maybe I'm a fool, maybe I should move and settle. Then there's also living in an idea from another man's mind. I'm just like, I'm trying to figure out like what in the I don't know what it was about that feeling. It was when I think it was kind of like what you're talking about with the creative path, where you're doing things that are kind of against the grain, but then they're fulfilling in the way that like you have peace with. Whereas like doing the regular thing, quote unquote, is it feels like settling.
Yeah.
You know, so there was just something about that feeling that really resonated with me in the moment. It's just like, and I think I was definitely like in the doldrums of like just being uninspired, like doing regular work life stuff. And the thing is, I think 9 to 5s and like the typical work grind is extremely valuable, but there is a way where it can just like chip away and take pieces of your soul.
Yeah.
It just can chop away and take pieces of your soul, man. I think even just for the mere fact that like you have to manicure bits of your personality to fit into work environments already is can just be such a headache for me. Like speaking corporate lingo and just man.
Knowing how much of yourself you need to share to be personable, but it's like, okay, I don't want to share too much because I just don't really want you in my personal life. That's I'm not gonna say too much. I'm not gonna say.
I love my job.
I like my job. I like my people I work with. You guys are really cool.
You're awesome people.
Yeah. They generally are, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't want to be. I'm not gonna.
Nah, I hear you. Don't worry. You don't have to say the words. I know exactly what you mean.
To be fair, if they're watching this, then they're real G's. I can't lie. If any people from work are watching this, then you know what? I respect you. I appreciate that. I want to give you an exercise. This is completely separate. This is something I tried to read with Tony. I did a Tony verse thing. She's someone I did Whispers and Growls with. But I was about to read a certain kind of song lyric, and I was like, this is a little bit morbid. But I want to see what you think about this. It's called The Flame Deluge.
The Flame Deluge.
Yeah, The Flame, and DELUGE, by a band called Thrice.
Okay.
One of my favorite band in the entire world. I think my favorite artist in the entire world.
Thrice.
And I want you to tell me what you think the song means.
Okay.
Or what it's talking about.
All right.
I feel that I was meant for something more. My curse, this awful power to unmake. And ever since you found your taste for war, you forced me onto those whose lives you take. While Guernica in peaceful valley lay, and dressed and dreamed of anything but death, the day was turned to night, and the night to day. You let me loose upon their fragile flesh. And so I hid amongst the smallest things. You found me there and ferried me above. The flame deluge is waiting in the wings. The smallest thread holds back the second flood. And then we go into the bit that goes, and who will stand to greet the blinding light? It's lonely when there's no one left to fight. I'll give you no context. What do you think this is about? Actually, I'll give you some context.
Okay, sure.
So this band Thrice produced an album, or let's say a collection of albums, called the Alchemy Index.
Okay.
Each kind of mini album in a collection focused on an element: earth, wind, air, water, and fire.
Okay.
This is fire. This is in fire. So everything in this album had some kind of aspect to do with fire.
Yeah.
And maybe energy. I would say that. So where do you think this may fall into that?
Trying ever since you found taste for war. My brain is thinking 1,000,001 things, but let's see.
No, follow that line.
You found me there, the flames lose way to do. This is so random, and I'm sure that I'm absolutely wrong. Is this about smoking cigarettes?
No, okay. I'll say, do you know Guernica and Dresden? See if you can find a link between those two. Those are two cities.
Okay, Guernica and Dresden. Let me Google that. I don't want to do because Genius will give me too much. Is it abstract? Like, it's an
Aputure writing about something that's very physical, very real. You seen something?
So Guernica is a town in the province of Biscay. So it's a Basque town. Okay, somewhere like Spanish heritage. All right. And then what's the second town?
Dresden.
All right. Let's see. Hopefully this is an exercise in futility because I hate being wrong. Okay, Germany, city in Germany. All right. So
see if it will tell you if there's any commonality between Dresden and Guernica.
All right. I saw Dresden bombing. That was the first thing that popped up. Guernica and Dresden are both significant historical locations linked to the devastating impact of aerial bombing during the 21st century. So this is about the atomic bomb.
Okay. Now let's go back to that poem.
All right.
Sorry, song. Same thing. And let's see, who's writing this? Whose perspective is this?
I feel that I was meant for something more. I curse this awful power to unmake, okay? And ever since you found your taste for war, you forced me onto those whose lives you take. While Guernica in peaceful valley lay, and Dresden dreamed of anything but death, the day was turned to night, and night to day. You let me loose upon their fragile flesh, and so I hid among the smallest things. You found me there and ferried me above. The flame deluge is waiting in the wings. The small thread holds back the second flood. Whew. And who'll stand to greet the blinding light? It's lonely when there's no one left to fight. Man, I want to give up, but I also don't.
Okay. I listened to this song is Screamo even. This is one of the few songs in Thrice where the main singer is screaming.
Okay.
So you can't even tell what he's saying until like you go back and find it.
Is it metal? Is this metal?
So yeah, this one will go under metal.
Interesting. Like, I wouldn't peg you as a metal listener.
Oh, rock is my favorite genre.
Fair enough. I guess if you're quiet all day.
You know what? There is some there is some kind of like semblance between metal fans are like some of the chillest people.
I can imagine.
Randomly. And then anyways. So I used to listen to this song like a lot, and I didn't really know what it was talking about until I read the lyrics, and I was like, yo, this is crazy. So what is it talking about? It has personified, can I say, atomic warfare or weapons or bombings and the energy that is required, that is released when explosions happen, let's say. I think that's what I can best say.
Yeah.
So I feel like I was meant for something more. My curse, this awful power to unmake, right? This energy that has been discovered was meant for something more. And this is like the personification of this energy. But ever since you found your taste for war, you forced me onto those whose life you'd take. So maybe God has given man this fire.
Yeah.
Remember the album is Fire.
Yeah.
Right. And instead of man doing something amazing with it, they've changed it and used it for war instead.
Yeah.
So while Guernica in peaceful valley and Dresden dreamed of anything but death, the day was turned to night and the night to day. And this is like what happens when, let's say, bombings happen. Day turns to night, night turns to day.
Darkness everywhere,
yes. You let me loose upon your fragile flesh. And so I hid amongst the smallest things. You found me there and ferried me above. This is now the atomic bomb, right? And now you've taken it above, and we hear about Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Yeah.
The flame deluge. So a deluge is like a complete outpouring. So we had the water deluge, I guess, which was the flood that Noah had. And now the flame deluge is waiting in the wings. Like
interesting.
It's about to come. It's just waiting wings, like almost like a stage has been set.
Yeah.
So it's almost there. And I think now we're kind of alluding to this Cold War, almost World War III, where now everyone has this atomic power, right?
And when you said the smallest thread holds back the second flood.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And it's like, oh, well, and who will stand to greet the blinding light? That one I'm not sure how it fits in, but it's lonely when there's no one left to fight. So now that everyone's now going to destroy everyone, who's going to be there? Like, it's lonely when everyone's dead.
Yeah.
So when I realized it, I was like, yo, this band, I was like, yes, I'm so happy that this exists, where who takes that idea and says, well, I'm going to personify atomic energy, warfare energy, and make it sing And the song, you should listen to it too. I
I
mean,
will. I will. I'm actually gonna listen after this.
yeah, hopefully you can
I'll tell you
stomach it.
what. I'll
Yeah.
tell you what. I have instances in which, so the closest thing that I would say that I get to like metal outside of maybe like listening to
Yeah.
the soundtrack on like a skateboarding game or something,
Yeah.
or maybe coming across it in a movie is do you know Death Grips?
No, no.
The band. Okay, so Death Grips is like, it's kind of, they're hard to quantify, but they're like this black band that is like, they do a mixture of like heavy metal and like hip hop influences and a bunch of stuff. And the times in which I've really found myself like really appreciating that kind of music is like if I've been on an all night like writing thing or like whatever, and I feel like I just need raw energy. Like that's typically what it comes to. So it's either like that, Death Grips, or the My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy album by He Who Shall Not Be Named.
Bless, give him a break.
No, sorry?
I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything.
Say give him a break.
I said that, but you know what?
No, I hear you. I'll tell you what, like, and this, not to turn into a conversation about that individual.
Yeah.
He's one of those people that has like, if likability was a thread, he has held this end, or a spectrum, as let's say like a thread. He has held this end of the thread and this end simultaneously for years for me. It's like constantly just pulling both sides because he has all of this incredible art that I can never like divorce myself from. But then he actively is just insane, for lack of a better word. So he's taught me about like being able to actually hold both of those things at once, and like in a way it's an education on the complexity of human beings as well, because a human being can be lots of things simultaneously. You know,
that's pretty for him still,
bro. Still, man, still like I haven't I don't think he's irredeemable, I'll put it that way. I just think it's a very rough road back. And something random, just because we're here now, as far as like people going out there and accomplishing things, one piece of advice that I constantly drum down people's minds is that you should, like, ego is great. I think ego has a lot that it can offer you. I think to be completely egoless would be to your detriment, because the ego protects you in a number of ways. That's where you attach a lot of your value to. So it's your ego that's not going to allow people to step on you, right? However, and it can power you. So like if you have your ego behind you, it can lead you to do incredible things, right? But it is a terrible leader. It's a terrible leader because there is no limit to what an ego will do in order to prove itself. A person will set an entire career on fire to satisfy their ego. A person will slap someone that's done nothing to them to satisfy something within their ego. It's like there's so many things that an ego will try to accomplish, right? But then the problem with like also like letting your ego lead you is that there's a thing where they say that you don't leave the girl that you came to the dance with. So if your ego is what gets you the success that you're seeking out, the likelihood that when you get the success to then now be able to say, okay, now we're going to constrain you, it's not going to work out that way. Like, it is what brought you here, so you're going to keep functioning with it. And my advice is usually to people to just get it under control while you can. Like, as much as you desire success without an ego in check is a scary place to be. And that's how I look at it with that person that we're talking about. I'm sure there's mental illness in it as well, but it's also, he just has this unbelievably hard to repress desire to just constantly be the man and prove himself, and you can't control me. And it's just ego, very, very dangerous thing.
I've never heard it articulated like that, but you're right. When I observe it, I guess that's what it is a lot of the time. Him trying to show how indomitable he is.
Yup. And and it's crazy how you can do all of these things to free yourself and then become a slave to your ego. It's such an ironic hilarious thing. It's like you get all the money in the world, you accomplish all the goals that you set out for yourself, and then you're a prisoner to just that thing, where it's just like slaps at any moment. Nobody can talk to you. It's very interesting how I think the makeup of human beings in general just always floors me.
Yeah.
Just always floors. It's quite the build.
Right. It's been fun talking to you. Damn, I'm learning. Words. Because it's like, the internet is filled with a lot of, how you say, echo chamberness, where you hear a lot of like the same opinion and the same ideas, people repeating the same thing. It's like, okay, I've heard it, and maybe someone else would just speak in a different font, but it's still the same text. And so it's very refreshing to hear someone read or say things in a way that's like, oh, I never really thought about that, or I never imagined or pictured something like that.
Yeah.
So I'm enjoying this quite a bit. And
the same.
It's good to have had this platform kind of evidence this. I wonder, before we end, if we can read some of the stuff from Serenade.
Definitely.
The annoying thing is like the website, I coded the website to do what it does, but it doesn't put, unless people actively put punctuation, like full stops here.
Yeah.
It's hard for you to realize, okay, this is the end of a sentence, or this is a return, as in a return character, as in like a new line. Let me see what can be easy to read.
Honestly, like, I don't mind the challenge.
Okay.
I was one of those kids who liked reading when the teacher was like, does anyone want to read in school? Yes, definitely me.
Olu, I think this is my friend. I'm going to read something.
Sure.
Olu, I was dead until you loved me. You saved me. You showed me how to live in love. I wonder if this is about his wife or it's about God.
Was Olu? I think I might have met Olu. His dad was at the...
Yes.
No, he was an awesome
His
dude,
father
man.
is so cool.
Yeah. He had that little eulogy at the end that was really, really nice.
Okay, would this be a challenge for you?
No, we can try it.
Okay.
Let's see. Made from the finest material, woven into existence with the most exquisite fabric, every stitch made with care, every stitch a confession, a sworn oath of undying love. One says, time had yet to be conceptualized when I started loving you. Another one says, you are the apple of my eye, my prized creation. Another one says, you are worth dying for. Darling, look at you. Look at how you shine. Every inch of you is just perfect and divine. I wonder why you would think you are a mistake. I wonder why you would think you are being made without intention. Pay close attention. See, you are made for no other reason than his glory. You are made in no other place than his image. You are God's masterpiece.
Amen.
I like that one, man.
Amen.
That was really nice.
Let me see. It ended the way it began. I like to believe that I have a few of the saddest stories told to man. But through it all, this one doesn't come close, and yet, this is the one thing I know true. That this is the reason for every wall, every ice shard and barbed wall that I have erected, and simultaneously every little piece of joy I let free is in some way because of her. Dear reader, remember, throughout this story, that should you feel the need to feel any sense of kinship, I'd prefer it be for me. For far be it from me to realize that the humanity of her and of me was our downfall. I saw her, and I knew that she would be my undoing. Knowing that even if I put up a fight, I would lose. Knowing that it would end me pulling down the logs I painstakingly erected for her. That made up the house I built for her in my heart. I loved her as much as I could love, and gave her pieces of me. And through it all, although I saw the end from the beginning, I would give it all up to have my heart be a wasteland again, just as it was when we began.
Dude, based on everything, or not everything, but like a bunch of the stuff we discussed, you could tell that this is right up my street.
Yeah.
I love people who like are willing to be pathetic in love. There's just something so beautiful about it.
Yeah.
Like, trample on me.
Oh, don't say. I want to be able to give myself like that. The day will come. The day will come when I can give myself like that.
I mean, obviously to someone who hopefully would handle you with care.
Yeah.
But there's something just very lovely about like being completely unrestrained in that way, you know?
Right. Thank you so much for
That was a
coming.
pregnant sigh.
One day, one day.
One day.
There's
One
work
day.
to be done first.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming,
Dude,
Deji.
thank you for having me.
I appreciate it. Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this episode. And stay tuned for more. This is my last night in Lagos. I've got a flight in the morning, so can hurry up and pack. And it's been a pleasure interviewing, talking with all these amazing artists. But yeah, I'll see you later in the UK. Hopefully these don't drop too late. But you know me. Right. See you in a bit. Stay
Peace.